I'd say 99% of women who I know do not like cum on their face, contrary to what porn tells you they like. Also,
Gets in your hair, gets in your eyelashes. It might get in your
fucking
eye.
hell.
It's not good.
Okay,
It's not a good look.
that's. Sorry, I wasn't really prepared for that. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to 30 Years and Running. I'll be your host, Christian, and each week my friends and I will be looking at life seen through the eyes of 30-somethings. Whether it's things like dating, social media, or mental health, we'll be looking at the past, present, and future of being in your 30s. I wonder why. Welcome to 30 Years and Running. Or should I say, welcome back to 30 Years and Running. We're here with Emma. Hello.
You look a bit bored of me now.
You're like, your voice quivered. I'm not bored of you. Like, it's all good. We're having a good chat. And in case you missed it, we were just chatting about sex. Sorry, what were you going to say?
So I think we need that life-size cardboard cutout of you.
No.
In fact, before our next episode, I'm going to get that made. And I'll bring
rather
it
you
with me.
didn't. We don't need to see that. It's fine.
I think you need to see it.
So cardboard cutout aside. So in case you missed the last episode, we were chatting about sex, and we were chatting about things like sex on the first date and the importance of sex to guys/girls. We were talking about underperformance a little bit, I suppose, especially from the guy side.
What about
So-
overperformance?
Do you care to elaborate on that?
Well,
What do you mean? As in, like, overacting type of thing?
Again, I blame porn for this.
Yeah, I think porn is probably a good place to start.
Yeah,
With.
and I think that
And also, I feel like there's a story that you want to share of some guy just
No, I'm just
like roaring at the top of his
in
lungs.
in my limited experience again. Right, I've come across one or two guys who've obviously got their moves from...
Was it like that?
That was only you.
Okay.
Moving on.
On the episode, to be clear, nothing else.
No, but yeah, there's sort of over performance and their kind of playlist that comes from porn.
What do you mean by like playlist? Do you mean
Their kind of moves, the things they might say, just everything. It's not really kind of spontaneous and of the moment. I kind of feel
you
like
think
I'm
it's
being
like really scripted?
arranged in like some kind of play that I don't think that I'm privy to. Not until I'm in it.
Lord of the Thighs or something.
Lord of the Thighs, yes.
It's off the top of the dome. I was quite happy with that. I'm sure there was like
Something
more
like that,
seedy
yeah.
one though.
Yes.
Star. No, I won't say it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say Star Whores, but it made me... I wasn't calling you a whore.
First of all, you're not listening to me when I'm talking. Now you're calling me a
Oh my
whore.
God, I was checking the time.
I think I need some more wine.
Is it that bad?
Yeah.
Overperformance. Yeah, so porn has a lot to answer for that, I guess. But the thing is, as bad as... Sorry, go on.
No, all I was going to say was I think overperformance is maybe like if you're nervous and you want to impress the other person. Is this misconception that women like a I don't know, like a good hard pounding, and it's not necessarily always like that?
It's very true, but also as much as I and you have kind of talked ill of porn, it actually taught me some of the basics as well. And to put it pretty bluntly, like the basics that it taught me is just, I can't believe I'm saying this, like just which hole to go in as well. Because beforehand, this is really blunt, but
Go on.
but when you're growing up and before you have sex, us guys, like you watch porn anyway, but it's actually quite helpful in terms of just a bit of sex education because you don't really get that level of sex education.
Were you at school?
What?
Then? Where were you at school when all of that was explained, like all the different parts?
I was there, but they don't talk about the different paths, did you say?
Parts, not
Oh, I thought you said paths.
pathways.
Well, you could go down the...
You can take
They'll
the
be like,
long
when
route
the- yeah.
into the forest.
Or they'll be like, when the river runs red, take the dirt track instead.
Never had education like that. But
No,
yeah,
funny
that-
enough,
that's
yeah,
another-
you didn't get that level, but you do get that type of granular detail with porn. So I will credit for that in terms of teaching me about, like the finer details of it.
But it puts out an
But-
image that all women like basically everything.
Agreed.
And they don't.
Agreed. No, couldn't agree more. Women, I'd say 99% of women who I know do not like cum on their face, contrary to what porn tells you they like. Also,
Gets in your hair, gets in your eyelashes, it might get in your
fucking
eye.
hell.
It's not good.
Okay.
It's not a good look.
That's sorry, I wasn't really prepared for that, but no, that's good to know. But it's a fact. Like, women
not
don't
good.
like that, guys. So don't try and do that. But yeah, like I say, porn is helpful in some instances, but yeah, there's a lot of negatives that come with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the hard pounding thing is another thing which is very symptomatic of watching porn.
Like,
so when
sex
I was
doesn't need to be penetration. That's a part
So-
of it.
so I remember when I was younger and I was just starting to have sex, like the thing for me was the harder you go, the more they'll enjoy it. That's
Sounds
not
like a
right.
classic porn line, doesn't
that's
it?
not right.
Go hard,
That's not
she'll
right.
love it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brain was like, Christian, listen, the harder you go, the more you pound her, the more better it's going to be, and the more she's going to shout and scream and orgasm. It doesn't work like that
No,
at all.
no.
But again, that's something that you only realise through experience,
Mm-hmm.
and it probably took a girl or two to be like, slow down a little bit.
What's the rush? Where's the
Where's
fire?
the fire? Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah,
Um,
but this is what I mean about communication, and these
Yeah.
things kind of unfold.
But that's the thing, you don't always get that from the girls. Sometimes they don't really say. I've been with girls who they don't really say anything.
Because they're
So-
being
They're like-
traumatized.
Yeah, they're like, that's a fair point. I'm not just talking about within that particular example, but I just mean in general. They just don't really say something.
because I laugh at my own
I know you
jokes.
do. You're a nerd. You're a proper nerd. You're a
But
neek.
you love it. You love it.
I don't. You're a neek. But yeah, communication is definitely key. The other thing I was going to say about porn is position-wise, it's actually quite helpful in terms of, in some instances anyway, I've got to
Your
stress.
encyclopedia of positions.
Yeah, because like I suppose before I started having sex, there was maybe like, I don't know, maybe 2 positions I knew, and that was missionary and doggy, I guess. But then through watching porn, you start to learn about different positions and ones which actually are quite they're positions that really like a lot of girls like. So for example, on top, I know you get that in porn, but in porn you don't. I don't know about, maybe it's the porn I watch, but you don't see that much because it's obviously not as hard pounding as say doggy or missionary. But like a lot of women who I know, on top is their favourite, and that's quite helpful.
But
Favourite
not
position?
something you get from porn, though.
You don't get it from porn.
Favourite position? It really depends on my mood.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're just like, reverse cowgirl sounds good today.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, again, I have this thing. Right, maybe it's me. I don't like feeling that there's sort of like a set agenda or like a sort of playbook.
Like 4 minutes in.
Yeah, and now we move here, and let's
Now we move to
rearrange,
doggy.
and this is scene 2, and then
Yeah.
rearrange, and then we're scene 3.
And action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I can't bear that.
Mm.
That
So you
then
really-
puts my mind into a place of, all right, I'm bored. Right, and then I
Bad,
go elsewhere. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's not good.
So you've got no favourite positions at all?
No, not,
If you had to pick one out of all of them, like which one?
no, it depends.
Oh, I saw
on
your face light up.
No,
You're like, oh, doggy.
no, it really depends on my mood. But I can tell you, I don't like just incessant hard pounding. there is
like a jackhammer.
Yeah, there is nothing enjoyable about that for
That's fair.
anyone
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, I learned that to that point as well. I learned that you have to mix it up.
And also, if you're going to try something or kind of experiment something, do it like wholeheartedly. There is nothing worse than like a limp hand or somebody.
Just like a little.
Yeah, or somebody.
Take my strong hand.
Somebody who's a bit tentative. No,
okay.
Really puts me off.
That's fair. I think as I've gotten older, and especially if I've
and wiser,
and as I've gotten
experience around Croydon.
What's this got to do with Croydon? Leave Croydon out of this. As I've gotten into my 30s, especially, like I've definitely kind of honed in on what my favourite positions are, and I'd say there's probably two actually. So one is, I don't know the name for it, but it's like doggy, but where the woman is on her stomach. I don't know. Do you know what the name for that is?
Not off the top of my head. I can look it up after this.
So that one's a good one. And then the other one is like missionary, but the legs over the shoulder. I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's got a name for it as well, but
there are certain points in the woman's cycle where that is very uncomfortable.
I think any point in the women's cycle is quite.
Sometimes it's quite good. Other times, no.
I think. So I'll be really blunt about it. Like I like those two positions because they're two positions where you can get quite deep. And
that's another issue. Yet another issue.
Let's hear it. Bloody hell. Anybody would think you don't like sex.
I love sex. Okay. However...
You're like, the guys don't hug me after sex. They always want to move me into different coordinated positions. They go too deep. Grow up, Emma.
Wow.
Grow up.
Sex with venom and malice. I wonder what that's about.
I'm joking.
Anyway.
Yeah,
no.
Sorry, go on.
Go deep, but appreciate you have to work up to that. Don't just push it all in.
I know, and see, this is another thing that we don't initially understand, and what I think I hinted at earlier is in terms of like mixing it up and the fact that porn teaches you just go hard.
And foreplay.
Yeah.
Please learn about foreplay. Right, if a woman's not wet, it's because you haven't warmed her up properly.
You want to get straight to it.
Oh.
I'm joking.
Well, again, I blame porn for that.
Yeah. Because the foreplay literally lasts for like 3 minutes and then it's pound.
Yes.
Fist.
Yeah, right? And she's just naturally wet and ready, and in real life, it doesn't work like that.
It does not work like that.
So foreplay is key, people.
You hear that, fellas? Say it louder for the people in the back.
Foreplay is key.
Oh, you actually like increase the volume of your voice. Yeah. Fair enough.
For all those people who might be hard of hearing.
That's fair. We'll include subtitles as well, just in case.
Okay. Worst sexual experience.
Good question. I'm quite fortunate because I haven't had too many bad ones. I think the worst ones...
That's such a cop-out. Get off of the fence and...
Let me finish.
Say it.
Just stop jumping on me. Like, let me finish. I say the worst ones have been either one, when I've just fallen flat, which, like I said in the previous episode, has happened like a few times. And I think that for me is like, that's a bad experience because like mentally, as a guy, you pride yourself on being hard, and, you know, being hard is like this kind of symbol of masculinity, I guess. So when that happens, and when, like I say, when it's happened a few times, like you start to kind of doubt that, I guess. So that's been a bad thing.
That's a psychological thing.
Yeah, 100%. Or it could be a physiological thing, like with too much drink or whatever. That's happened. I had an instance where I was, we were doing doggy, and like basically like I slipped out and I just hit a butt cheek instead. And so like my D just went like that, which is pretty painful because I was going quite hard at the time. So that
pounding, were you?
I was pounding, to be fair. But in my defence, I'd worked myself up to the pound. Like I'd worked. So I'd say I worked her into a lather, and then it was like, that sounded grim, man. I'm so sorry, people. So yeah, that was fine. It like hurt like hell, but it was fine. Another time is just when, and you've probably felt this as well, where you just don't want to be there. Like halfway through, like you just decide you don't want to be there.
Yeah,
and
you have those kind of out of body experiences.
Yeah, and literally, it got to the point where I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't sound really, really offensive. It got to the point where I just didn't want to be there so much, and I just felt like I was. It's gonna sound so weird, but I felt like I was being like really used, and I didn't like it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, what I had to do is I had to get one of my friends I had to do a fake call. I had to get my friend to fake call me to say
my
that
house is burning down.
No, so I didn't say that. I said, well, I got him to say like, oh, I've just been beaten up and I'm in the hospital. And I was like, what, really? I'm on the way, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I had to do that because it just got to the point where I just didn't want to be there, and I didn't see any way to get out of it apart from telling that lie. So
the old emergency call, and I have no option.
The good old emergency call. If in doubt, just pretend like one of your friends is
I've got to go.
in trouble.
Yeah.
What? Oh, Yella's in the barn. Okay. I'm on the way. Yeah. But yeah, I think I consider myself very lucky because those incidents I mentioned, they're kind of quite minor in the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also the guys that I know, they haven't had too many really kind of out there experiences as well. So yeah, I consider myself lucky. How about you? Any really bad experience? Here we go. Here we fucking go. Fucking hell. This is what the people have been wanting for.
No.
Gets the people going.
No, I think my worst experience was with an ex, right? He didn't like coming.
Why not?
Control issues.
Wait, just to clarify, did he not like coming, or he just struggled to come?
No, he could come, but he would stop himself. Right, and on the off chance that I would make him come, that would be the worst thing ever. He would look at me like I was Lucifer. No.
The power of Christ compels you.
I kid you not, right? And he would look at me. He called me a witch, and then he would then roll over to the other side of the bed, and he wouldn't talk to me.
What? Why? Why is this happening?
Because he's lost control of himself. But also, I think he had a deep-seated fear of, like, procreating.
Right, okay.
But if ever he oh my god, if ever he finds
this is the race we have to run, I'm afraid.
If ever he finds me onto this video, I'm just going to tell it like it is. I don't really care.
You go for it.
It was like some epic battle was going on in his head. like he wanted to come, but he didn't want to. And the look of rage and hate at me. Literally like that, but like times a million.
Right.
And we would have arguments about this because I'm like, yeah, but surely that's like the natural conclusion to things. Like, I really have no issue with it at all.
This is a first. I've never heard this.
I've never encountered this before.
So don't get me wrong. So there's obviously a big difference between not wanting to come and just really struggling to come. Like, I've had problems like struggling to come.
He didn't struggle coming.
Yeah,
he could come.
I've never heard this.
But he would physically stop himself and he would hold it in. Surely, physically, that's bad for you if physically, you hold your cum
and just,
in.
Like, enjoyment-wise, there's nothing enjoyable about it.
And he was another one. Okay, so sex with him. That there was a playbook.
Right. He's like.
And a soundtrack that went with it as well.
What was the soundtrack?
I'm not even going to name.
Oh, come on. Was it like Boys to Men, End of the Road or something?
No.
Was it like Queen, Don't Stop Me Now?
There was like about an hour and a half
Don't Stop Me.
playlist. Right, but like every night, it would be like the same, like Groundhog Day.
Can we get like one song from that playlist?
Miguel is on there.
Which Miguel song?
I feel weird now. I'm saying no.
Do it.
No. Do it.
Do it. Just do it. No. I sound like Shia LaBeouf. Just do it.
But anyway, so yeah, it would be like the same playlist that would go on, and it would be like he'd go into this trance almost.
Just hears Justin Timberlake's Senorita, and he just like just clicks.
It could be out, and it could be the middle of the and this could happen in the middle of the day.
It could happen whilst he's at work, and then
in,
all
like,
of a
blue
sudden,
water.
yeah, and he just goes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he just had this kind of trance place that he'd go to, and I was literally like an object.
This is mad. What, as in would he start properly pounding, or?
No, it's like he would go through this kind of chain of events and this playlist, you know, and he wasn't even really kind of present and there.
This is strange. I've never heard this before.
Well, yeah.
Okay, that's a little bit
And he
weird.
would want, you know, he would please me. Well, in his head he was pleasing me, but after a while it just wasn't pleasant at all.
I bet it wasn't.
And then yeah, he just wouldn't come until a couple of times he did come, and then all hell broke loose. Literally.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at this, but I just imagine him just like
emotionally
quilt over himself, like turning himself away from you.
Yeah.
Calling you every name under the sun.
No, he didn't.
You owe him money, and
this isn't Carnival Guy all over again. But then, he would roll to the other end of the bed, and if you tried to like cuddle him or hold him, he'd be like, "Get off!
Get off me, wench!"
Literally Jezebel.
This is
Jezebel.
like literally.
Yeah.
You just dizzy rascaled you.
Then in the morning,
everything would be honky dory.
Literally like
this is mad.
Memory erased, back to normal again.
He's bipolar.
Bit of a psychopath, that one.
You sure know how to pick them, don't you?
These people pick me.
You're just the chosen one.
I'm just put on earth, I guess, to help fix broken people,
Jesus.
raise them from the
You're
ground
not a
upwards,
deity, Emma.
send
Stop
them on
it.
their way.
Yeah.
Florence Nightingale, that's me.
No, stop it. Here's a question for you, actually. Have you? I don't know.
Sorry.
Tell me what you think about this. Do women, and I suppose do you ever think about, is underperformance ever an issue for women? I know we've talked a bit about like guys underperforming, and also I forgot to mention, I'll put this out as well. Like I've come quick like before a couple times. It doesn't happen that often, but there's been a few times when I've literally come in like 20 seconds or something for whatever reason. But
see, that's okay.
I'd rather that happen than me go flat, I think. Definitely. But usually I think I'm alright, but yeah, in some instances it's just happened for whatever reason.
Underperformance
But
will happen if you're
I'm curious.
not feeling the guy really, or you're not really in it, or if he just hasn't warmed you up properly, or you're not being warm, or not been allowed the time to warm up.
Yeah, but the only reason I ask it is because you probably won't like me for saying this, but I just don't think the women, compared to the guy anyway, I don't feel like they have to do as much.
Because
but I just mean like the whole thing about sex is it's all based on the guy staying hard. If that doesn't work out, then the whole thing is fucked. If they come early, the whole thing is fucked.
Absolutely, but there are two parties there.
Yeah.
So the guy staying hard is kind of both of you making that happen. It's not all on your shoulders.
But like to go back to part one, I personally think it's more to do with the guy, because
not to analyse you, but maybe there's the
here
problem.
We go. Why do you always want to analyse
I'm
me?
not trying to. I'm saying not to analyse you.
Axe.
Why are you hissing and getting all cat-like with me?
I'm joking.
I'm just saying that, you know, perhaps that's the issue right there. That pressure that you feel to maintain proceedings for everybody.
And like I say, I think that comes from the guy himself rather than the woman. So I just think, the underperformance comes from the guy. But the only reason why I was talking about the woman underperformance thing is like, in what areas does the woman underperform? The only things I can think of really is, say, like giving head. Like apart from that, like where can the woman underperform? like you not being wet enough, that to me is an underperformance. If anything, that's an underperformance from the guy because they haven't made you wet enough. But I think just in terms of actual actions that happen, that a woman
if she just can't be bothered, or she's not really in it, I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Just finish, and so I can go home.
But like, for example, have you ever had sex and then afterwards you've been like, oh my god, I was terrible?
No.
It's just too good.
I'm just too polished.
Every time you're just next about, you're like,
no,
another good game, Emma.
No, but that's not really an insecurity that I have.
It's not even about an insecurity. I just think,
but it's not to say that I'm like over kind of egotistical about this, but you know, I just think, well, if the sex wasn't good, there's two people that make that chemistry. It's not solely on the shoulders of one person.
I know, but I just think, just personally speaking, have you ever come away from having sex and been like, oh, I could have done better?
No.
Fair. Say no more, jeez.
No, but I haven't. I've never gone, oh, damn, give myself a 5 out of 10 there.
Yeah, but we guys don't. Actually, maybe some guys do. Maybe we do give ourselves a rating.
I just see sex if it's heterosexual, if it's homosexual. If there's two people involved.
And the thing is, I wasn't sorry. I know I asked you directly, but I was just thinking about women in general. I don't know if women actually come away from that and be like, oh no, I could have done better, or I was rubbish.
Because, I can't speak for all women.
Because like I say, there aren't too many actions which, you know, the woman is the protagonist in it.
This is sounding a bit playbook-like to me.
No, this isn't Hamlet or anything like that.
It is, isn't it? Act 1, scene 1.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Unzips trousers.
You're such a creep, man. Dost thou want mine penis in thy mouth?
My rod and staff.
Take my rod and staff in thy wench's mouth.
Quite a whole play on this.
We could. We call it
Act 1, scene 2.
McGash.
Oh.
That's a horrible word as a muff Beth.
You've watched far too much porn.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hamclit.
That's what happens when you live in Croydon, isn't it?
Why does it always come back to Croydon for you? Croydon's done nothing to you. It's welcomed you with open arms, and all you do is spit in its face. Just tooey like that. Just leave Croydon alone. I love Croydon. Shout out Croydon.
Repping the ends.
All day, every day.
Day?
Please, never do that again.
Never do that again.
That does not suit you at all.
Okay.
How should we finish things off? So we talked about favourite position. We talked about embarrassing episodes.
We could end it too quickly. You know, we could not come at all.
Yeah, but how about really good experiences? Let's end it on a positive note. Like, what things made it really positive for you?
It's just,
and we're talking about orgasms.
This is going to sound really woo-woo and airy-fairy out there.
I was really in love with the guy and...
Stewie!
That wasn't Stewie.
That was. You were getting...
You always do Stewie, then I do it like this.
More.
No. Absolutely
not. Brian. Emma. So, gonna tell us about the times when you came really hard and you had multiple orgasms and you end up Richard Fergus spirits?
If in doubt, Stewie.
I'm not doing it now. Stewie's asking.
Come on, let's hear it. So yeah, let's finish it on the good times.
It's not like actual actions. It's more about the energy between you and the chemistry between you. What do you want me to say? And here's the
energy,
formula.
Vibes.
Here's the formula. You press this button. Beep, bap,
was
boop,
he a Taurus
boop,
or something?
And then
you can start talking about star signs.
Taurians are not good in bed, in my limited experience. Can I just say?
Wow. Okay.
But like, steer clear of Aquarians.
Leave the Aquarius alone. They're fine. They're harmless. But okay, so like, I I take the piss, but the mental side I completely get because we've talked about that.
But
and how big an
I'm
effect
being
it has.
honest when I say it's not like a formula. Like you press this button and beep, boop, 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 boop.
But physically, has there been anything physically where something's happened to you and you've been like, wow, mind blown?
I
Oh, you got such a grin on your face as well. You went.
I've gone all coy now.
Yeah.
I can't possibly say.
Okay, fine.
But yes, but I think it is a mix of physical and
I get that. No,
mental connection too.
No, I think that makes sense.
What about you?
I mean, yeah. There's just when you like someone just pushes the right buttons. Yeah, that's happened a few times. Like I like certain stuff, like nothing kinky or anything like that, but like there's certain stuff that
I like being tied up and whipped.
No, just stop spreading your lies and propaganda. But no, it's just the way someone will do it, or yeah, it's just I think the main thing is just the way someone might do it. I think is the main thing. So the way they might like give you head, and
With intent and purpose.
Why do you have to say with intent? That's ridiculous.
But you know what I mean? And
Because I just
purpose.
imagine them just like really focused as well, just like
No, but like with a kind
with
of
gusto.
end.
Oh,
Yeah, all of the above.
but the thing is, oh, I wish I never said gusto. Can't still think about that. But I tell you what, the biggest turn on for me, aside from all the things, like all the specific things that they can do to me, the biggest thing that they can do, aside from gusto, is like if I see them enjoying themselves, like that 100% is the biggest turn on for me.
Okay.
Because my whole job during that sex, I was about to say the sex. The whole point during the sex, the whole point during the sex is like it doesn't actually matter to me if I'm having that great of a time. Obviously, I want to have a good time. I want to come and all that kind of stuff. But as long as the woman is having the best time or as good a time as possible, like that's all that matters to me. And as a consequence, like when I see them enjoying themselves, like I get really turned on as well. And so that's the thing I'd say above any other, way they give head or the way they ride you or I'm so sorry, Mum, if you watch this. All that kind of stuff. Like that's the biggest turn on for me, by far.
I think you need to go out there and spread that word around then.
Spread my seed.
Spread the word, not your seed. Keep your seeds to yourself.
Sounds like we're talking about Jesus or something.
No, but a lot of guys don't think in that way.
Mm.
You really aren't appreciating this, but a lot of guys literally, it's like, right, I'm in, I put it in, I...
Stab.
Yeah, right, I'm done,
Yeah.
great.
Come,
Yeah.
turn over and
Yeah.
bounce.
Yes. Yeah. And then if that doesn't work, assume that there's something wrong with her.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. We're not always the most sensitive guys, to be honest.
Understatement of the year.
Wow. You look like you've been crying as well.
You just made me laugh with gusto. It was gusto.
Gusto's the word. I don't know how else to... With gumption.
No, but yeah, but that. See? This happens
Siri
in my
is-
sessions as well. What?
Jesus. Siri wants a piece of the action, that's why.
Yeah.
You horny little shit.
No, but he interrupts everything.
I know. Does
Everything.
he interrupt sex as well?
That's never happened
Really?
so far. Yeah, the
Yeah.
watch is normally off.
I'm
Everything
sorry.
comes off.
The guy's like...
Clothes go flying.
Yeah.
Watch goes flying.
Watch is like...
Yeah, off.
Emma, I want to come in your face. I'm sorry. I don't understand that.
I'm sorry, no, you can't.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It
Fuck
gets
off.
all up in your eyelashes and your hair. No, it does. It's a problem. Can't have that.
Yeah. This is...
And Cum in your eye is not great either.
Yeah, I've heard it's not great. I heard it really stings.
Yeah, so no-go zone.
We'll try our best not to shoot for the eyes, but in our defense, it just kind of
projectile.
Blah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can kind of tell if it might dribble or if it might shoot out, but
anywhere else but the face and the hair.
Roger that.
Roger.
Duly noted. Oh my god. How old are you? You're like 60. No,
5.
say 65.
Anyway.
Thanks for watching 30 Years and Running. Please subscribe, comment and share. See you next week. Peace.